Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
The following is a public service announcement of this podcast. As an expert on the handling and shipping of explosive materials with the specialty in God's greatest energy gift, clean burning propane, I can tell you that when you have dangerous chemicals to handle, plan A shouldn't be, setting the gosh dang thing on fire. Controlled burn my butt. Heck, even these two idiots could have come up with a better plan than that. America, we have got to do better. This is Dave and Juan. More.
And 3,
Number 2.
1.
Woohoo!
Yes, indeed. This is where we spend a few minutes talking about, what you want to talk about today. And then we just forget everything we just said. But there you go.
So, we're old, man. We can't remember things for long.
I know. So we always talk about the weather. What the heck? It's, hey, look. Hey, and I want to say we got this one in 6 days. We took 8 days last time.
Well, that's right. This is a short week.
6 days coming back this time. So America, hey, you don't know what it takes to move heaven and earth. Heaven and earth to be here for you. But look, we're not complaining.
No, man, we're here for you, and you're welcome.
You're welcome.
The 1 day a week I can sleep in, and I get up to do this.
Oh, I'm going to well, before we do that. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you. Now, you're saying getting up. It's not like, it's Saturday. It's a Saturday morning. I know you don't care, but we do. But I woke up this morning. Here's what's interesting. So I don't know how often you're on the road or so I travel a lot. I don't know how often you're okay, when you're at your home.
Unless it's swim.
Right. Okay. And your wife is somewhere else. It's bizarre. Like if my wife was here, all right, she's off at a church retreat with some youngins this weekend. So if for some reason I sleep in if she's here, it's like she may get up. She gets up sometimes, forget crack of dawn. She's waiting on crack of dawn. She just gets up. So when I'm here, I'll sleep it. But when she's not here, it's weird. It's almost like, I don't know. It's like, is it a primal thing where like I'm paying attention? I got like you're by yourself in the house. Like I get up early. I don't know what it is. It's like you just set for me anyway.
Yeah, it's odd because I always tell people I have no problem sleeping in a hotel by myself. And not that I have problems sleeping anywhere by myself, but it's just weird if she's not here for a weekend or something where it's like, all right. What I do, I got nothing to do. Hell, 9 o'clock. I guess I'll go to bed and then.
Oh no, not me. Not me. I tend to find stuff that's like, hey, what can I do that she would not normally? She wouldn't want to do, right? And it's not a long list, right? I mean, it's just I guess I'll clean this up. I guess I'll do feel right. Well, this morning, I about 7:30. I should sleep at night. Again, my apologies to all you guys that are out there up at 5 a.m, 6 a.m, busting tail. I do that sometimes, but it's a weekend and I have nothing, this is what I got to do today, right here, this and go pick up a rental car later on. But so I get out of bed, cat's up. All right, cat, let me let you out and do this stuff. And I got something to mail. All right. That requires, this is like
to me, dude, to mail something to some place that you can't stick it in your mailbox.
Okay, look, it ended up being because now granted, was it if it were a rainy day or whatever? It's a beautiful morning here in Sugar Land, Texas today. It's a beautiful morning. It's like 50 degrees, upper 40s, 50 degrees, sun shining. I'm like, man, I got this thing to mail. I'm gonna get over to the post office. I'm gonna put the windows down on my car. I made myself a cup of coffee, driving slow through. I'm just enjoying life, and I get to the post office, and they don't open till 9, right?
Dude,
9.
and the post office is a beatdown. I have been to a post office that opens at 9 and it's 8:57 and you got 5 people standing at the door to get in, and there's 3 postal workers standing there at the counter doing nothing, and they ain't opening that door.
Let me change it. I'll cut to that. But by the time I came back, no, forget 5. There were like 10 people in line, and forget 3. It was 1.5. And when I say 1.5, because 1 was doing it, and the half was this guy taking his good old time getting that window going, man. Of course, he's wearing a mask. Of course, he's putting on the gloves, you know. And I was totally ready, 1,000% ready to just flame the post office, because it is a painful. I think beatdown's a good description of it.
Yeah.
But by the time I got, it wasn't all that slow. I thought it was going to be that slow. And the guy was actually nice when I got up there. So it's really weird when I'm getting customer service and I'm thinking, man, I really wish you weren't being really nice to me right now, because I was gonna tell a story, and I might even write a column about how awful it is. But now I can't talk about the fact that the post office. I don't know, Brandon. When's the last time you went to the one near your home?
Very seldom.
They save money on maintenance in these buildings. I don't know what. I mean, I am not kidding. I don't. And look, I'm not. I don't want to say. So I don't. We live. I mean, we don't live in Bel Air. We don't live in.
Right, but you're in Houston, which is a nice city and a nice area of the nice city.
Well, yeah, but forget Houston. Houston's a pit. I mean, well, I say that. I rephrase that. Parts of Houston, like the government of Houston.
You're in a fairly bougie area.
Yeah. Well, okay. I was about to say I'm not, but then I'm going to tell you some stuff that will make you laugh. And, oh yeah, I guess you are. Not me, bro. I'm in blue collarville over here. All right.
Relatively speaking, how about that?
Blue collar. We practically grow our own freaking food around here.
Compared to most of Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
You're in a bougie area.
Okay. Hey, whatever. I actually drove through the bougie, but what happened? So anyway, I'm jumping around. Also before I forget, shout out to the guy at the post office this morning. Nice gentleman, wearing the jumpsuit, and not everybody can pull off the white Gucci jumpsuit.
Did he have a belt on?
The pant? No. He had the Gucci sweatpants, Gucci sweatshirt. Now I cannot tell you whether these were authentic or whether or not these were knockoffs, but hey, it's a sweat. And nice enough guy, and the only individual who apparently gets his mail at the post office. Like,
oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because the lady working there, as I'm standing there with my fellow peeps, you talk about a interesting. I'm doing it almost like I'm a researcher. Like I don't do this, but it's like, because I had to come back. I drove around, but I came back around the time right at 9 o'clock, and there were 10 people letting us in. And she looks up and says, "Anybody else here picking up their mail? I know I got yours, Mister whatever his name is."
So he doesn't have a box. He just goes and get it.
Dude just walks in there and they bring him his mail. So I don't know where they keep his mail in the back. And one of them was like, he had a stack of envelopes and he had a box. And I'm like, man, my head's going like, man, drugs? What are you doing, dude? Like,
that sounds quite suspicious.
I want to ask, where do you live that you don't even trust the mailboxes, right? That you,
mean, I've said this before, that when I grew up, I thought we were fancy because I had to go to the post office to get my mail. That was just because we were so country. We didn't even have a rural route that passed in front of our house.
I thought, we grew up with, we didn't have mailboxes on our street. West 169th Street in Galliana. We didn't have post. So we had to go to right. It's amazing the numbers you can remember. I want to say.
Oh, I tell you, but it's still the same box.
Oh yeah, don't.
Yeah, we didn't even have a street address.
I wanted to say we were P.O. Box 446 or 445, or I forget what it was, but I remember the phone number was 632-2566. I remember that.
He's still got the same phone number.
Okay, we didn't need,
I still guarantee you that if you send something to Juan Semino, Pankerville, Louisiana,
it's gonna get there.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
It's gonna get there. But yeah, we used to go to the had to go to the post office. So anyway, so that was.
But you weren't wearing Gucci.
I was not wearing. No, I was. But like I said, I was surprised. So shout out. I was totally. Now that said, well, I don't know why we're on this trend, but because I guess I started it. When I get there a little after 8 a.m., thinking, man, the post office must open at 8, right? A little bit of a hint.
Until 9?
No. I can't wait to kill something. But here's my thing, and I don't live that far from it. I live like maybe. Especially with no traffic in the morning, I'm 3 minutes, maybe. Right. Okay. So it's across the train tracks, which I am scared of now. Right? Every time a damn train passes now, I'm like, what's on that thing? Oh, look at those tanks. Look at those tanks.
Checking the rails to see what they look like.
Yeah, so I'm jumping ahead. But I pull in, a little bit after 8 o'clock. I'm on the phone with my son, checking on him. He has to go to work this morning, doing the obligatory. How you doing, bro? I'm really making sure he's awake to go to work. But let me get in there. And I said, I'm gonna try to use they got the automated machine. You ever use those things? You walk in there and the post office has.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I consider myself above average intelligence, and that's a nightmare to figure out.
Dude, no lie. I'm not kidding. In fact, I took a picture. I was like, no. And I've used it before in the past a couple times successfully. I also mailed something once that arrived to where I was sending it with postage due, because I don't
know all the classifications of shipping at the post office, so I never know which one to choose. I'm like trying to find what's the cheapest one.
You would think they would freaking help you, right? Like to oh no, it's the worst. So whoever, whatever payoffs, whatever, because it's corrupt as all get out. The self-serve machine post is horrific. In fact, there's no doubt in my mind they intentionally designed these machines to keep the public union post office workers with jobs.
Yeah,
because I stood there, and again, I mean, you may, like I said, I'll use your line. I don't consider myself on the lower end of the comprehension scale. I can usually, dude, I couldn't even get some of the numbers entered right. Like, so they have you enter numbers using the almost like it's the metal keypad, right? But then when it jumps later on to the screen, oh no, now you got to use the screen, not the numbers. Okay, and I probably 4 or 5 times. It's
almost like old school texting, where it's like I've got to hit this thing 5 times to get to this number,
and then I'm like, yeah,
and then you've got to type in the address.
So I finally get to
hell? This is more work on me.
To what I got. It's like, well, it's an envelope. It's not a big envelope, but that's what happened last time, where I sent something and I waited and I thought everything was fine. And it ended up in, it's something I shipped to Thibodaux actually, and ended up with postage due. I didn't even know they did that. I didn't even know they still did that, where they bring something and say, yeah, you owe money on this. Really?
Yeah. Give me a nickel.
Just kick it back. No, anyway, it's like $2, $3, something. And then I don't think the guy takes cash, or like he couldn't.
You probably got to go to the post office.
And it was like the weirdest thing. I remember what something was due, and I end up, it happened to be, I was sitting in my home office, and it just so happened my son was either in between classes or right before work, and the postman's in the back, on the driveway door in Thibodaux, talking to him through the
oh wow,
through the Ring doorbell. I said, "What you got, bro?" He says, I got to pay postage due on this thing. And I realized it was, normally I would have said, hey, shove it, man. All right, whatever it is, send it back. Whatever idiot sent something postage due, screw that guy. And then I realized, oh, it's me. Okay. So I created that problem. So I had to call my son, tell him to go out. And then it was like, I don't know that the guy, it's not like he has a card reader on him and it's like, just give him money, but he doesn't have change. You probably got
to give him exact change, because he's not carrying that coin dispenser thing.
That's what I told my son. I said, just hand him $5. Just hand him $5. I mean, I think the package was for him anyway. So yeah, I had to bail. Like I was probably 5 minutes fussing with this machine, and just had to bail on and say, there you go. So no better way to start your Saturday. A beautiful Saturday. pour a cup of coffee, drive on down to the post office. Get
My favorite
frustrated.
thing is I've done this before where I'm mailing, bigger packages or multiple things, and you put in that big drum to flip over.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
which I think is kind of fun to do, but
I
then
know.
sometimes you put too much stuff in there, and it gets jammed, and you got to stand there and stick your arm halfway in there because you can't open it or you can't close it. Like, this doesn't look suspect at all.
Those are the kind of things you do and wonder if you're the only human being ever dumb enough to do that. And I'm like, yeah, we have all done that. We've all done. Yeah.
I'll throw just an envelope in there instead of the slot because it seemed a little more fun.
Now always have these big old signs that say "Do not put letters." And it's like, that's funny. That's the one thing they'll give you signs for at the post office is don't do this, don't do this. And I'm a marketing guy, and you are too. It drives me crazy that you go in there and there've probably been signs that have been stuck up at that post office. Nobody ever comes back when they take a sign down. All you see is tape. There's tape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
nobody's got any Google or anything
man,
to clean that boy up.
Freaking mess. But anyway, like I said, I will give a shout out. I was fully prepared to have the absolute, and then the guy was the guy with the mask and the gloves was actually very nice. So I was like, well, okay, dude, I'll walk out of here and do that. But while I was waiting, so I had time to kill. Early morning, had still a little bit of coffee left. Like, you know what? And I know there's a coffee shop I've literally never been to. They got some Fonfon Shishi coffee shop. It's on the other side of the road. It's in that neighborhood. We got a neighborhood around here that nobody can see because it's all trees and stuff, and it's just like you forget it's there. And I went. I kind of slowly drove through there today, and it just makes you realize, oh, I made some bad decisions in life, man. I mean, these neighborhoods are like, please tell me all this money was inherited. Please just tell me that, but nice. But I turned a corner to go find this coffee shop, and the thing struck my eye is, I think a lot of people standing in the parking lot. A lot of and all a bunch of middle-aged white
post office hours.
Funny, right? But a bunch of middle-aged white guys. I'm like, I say a bunch, maybe 10, 15. Just
but not your.
Why y'all standing in a parking lot as I turn around? Then I realize, oh, it's the Porsche Club.
I was gonna say a meetup.
They've all got their little freaking Porsches, and I'm not a Porsche. I mean, I don't even know. They got the old ones. I can't even tell you what they are. The only Porsche. The only is it Porsche? I guess it's Porsche.
There you go.
We grew up saying, bro, that's a Porsche. That's a Porsche. It looks like one of them had. The only one that I knew was Jake from 16 Candles. Remember that?
Oh, he was there. Oh, it had his car.
No. That's the only Porsche that I was really familiar.
Yeah. My friend Jose Thibodaux from Thibodaux, used to have a Porsche.
Well, I don't know. I did so. That I found that funny. I just kind of slowed down
it's
and went.
Odd. I
felt dumb living. I felt dumb knowing I live like 2 miles from a Porsche club or Porsche club.
It's I like cars. I like old cars. I don't own any old cars. I follow just a number of Facebook pages that have them, just because I like to look at them. But you'll see
you're doing a lot of explaining on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like
I know.
You feel a little guilty on that one.
Yeah,
like,
I am.
I'm just saying. I don't.
But there are guys who they'll do hey, where's Saturday's meetup, and I think it's all the same guys who just go into a parking lot somewhere, back their cars in, and raise the hood.
That's what these people do, man. I mean, well, I'm pretty sure that's what these guys were getting.
And you got to figure it's all the same guys, so they've seen each other's cars. So this is pretty much, let's park our cars so other people can come here and look at them.
And you know what? Whatever, man. There are worse things to be doing in this world, I guess, right? But that's the other thing I realized looking at the parking lot at and at the post office. Rich people get up in the morning, man. I'm doing this wrong. Apparently, people with you should have seen the Mercedes and BMWs parked in the post office parking lot.
Yeah, you'd think they wouldn't be using the post office.
what I'm saying. Like, you know, let's walk and now my Gucci man wasn't. I was thinking, I wonder if that Mercedes convertible there is for Mr. Gucci that comes in and gets his meal delivered to him, but no, it wasn't. But yeah, drove her. But yeah, beautiful morning. So there you go. It's
well, you're talking about cars and stuff. So I told you a couple of weeks ago I bought a Jeep. Well, apparently, and your son's got a Bronco, so I bet they do the same thing. There's a Jeep Wave, and when you meet up with another Jeep,
no, there is not.
Oh, dude, there is, and I refuse to do it. And also people, now I hadn't had this because I don't park it anywhere, but people will leave ducks, little rubber ducks, on the hood, and you're supposed to put them on your dashboard while you're driving around.
No.
Yeah.
Refuse to participate in that.
No, not doing it. This is a 61-year-old man, not doing that stuff. And you know, where you'll see it, when I was bringing my son to the airport a couple of weeks ago, somebody was driving a Jeep and they passed us and they had the doors off. And they threw that wave down on the side. Said,
What's the wave? What's the wave? Just in case.
I think it's just a basic, either 2 or 3 fingers off the steering wheel, which is a basic wave.
Wait, you leave your hand on the steering wheel?
You leave your hand on the steering wheel and throw a couple fingers up.
That's Texas, man. Texas. That's the Texas wave, man.
Yeah.
That's
But you look it up, you can see that a Jeep Wave.
Oh geez. Well, I don't know. So my son, yeah, his is the Bronco. You know, it's actually a sport. So I don't think it's a different same logos and everything. But I got to get the email to him because when we ordered and everything, it's all my email. So I get the email for these. It's all kinds of these events, these off-road events they set up. Yeah. And I'm like, come on now. I guess people do this, but who buys a brand new vehicle? And you wait 6 months for the stupid thing, and it smells, you still got new car smell on it.
You got this, it smells the new.
Yeah, let me go mudding or going up. And why would you go up these like rocks and stuff? Why you want to beat your car up?
Because you can. No, yeah.
I
don't know. There is a topless event in Mobile in May.
Careful about that, huh? Topless.
Yeah. So
does yours the one you bought is a hard top?
Yeah.
So you can take that sucker off and you got the middle age. You got but you're gonna give that one to your daughter, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna change your mind? All right.
Yeah, we'll see. But depends how many people expect me to throw a wave.
That's right. Like her. She would collect the ducks. She's gonna collect the ducks. She will, man. Young women, please. Please.
Right up her alley.
We we were talking before. So I had a visit to Nashville this week. Shout out Nashville, man. I had been around the area a bit, but it's been a.
See, I'm not, and I would like to go. I know a lot of people who I think you compared it to the way New Orleans used to be.
Well, yes and no. But my thing is, given a choice of where do you want to spend an evening, either alone or with a friend, walking a street with a lot of things going on. Fort Worth is the same way. Fort Worth was, I remember said that. That's Fort Worth, Texas is a hidden gem. The stockyards of Fort Worth are great, but Nashville, dude. I mean, the big thing is, there are cops everywhere. Okay. I mean, there is a police presence. You can see them everywhere. And every club you walk into has serious security. And when I say serious, a couple of them were guys that there's more than one, but you can just tell, okay, these are a couple of them, like John Rich has a place called the Redneck Riviera, which is just a hole. It's a dive. It's nothing, which is my kind of place, right? Man, the security guy, I don't guess they call him a bouncer, but the guy at the door, dude, I want to say, what supplements are you on? This guy, freaking jacked. And I walk in, nicest man, shook my hand. Welcome, buddy. No idea who this guy is. I'm like, welcome.
Nice. Yeah, I think some of the ones in New Orleans, they were just, they were criminals hanging out on the street corner. So they just said, hey, why don't you, like the old mafia days, you just stand here and protect this place. You're a criminal.
Yeah, you're a criminal. We'll give you
we'll give you an earpiece and
a jack. Yeah. And then as soon as you're off work, you can commence to robbing people again. But
some of our customers, if you don't mind.
Yeah, but
if
no,
you're
that
so
was
inclined.
yeah, that was totally, like I said, I was impressed, and just you just randomly meet people. It's kind of funny. Yeah, it's my thing, right? Just go sit. You don't even have to be looking to get into conversation. Just go sit and this
Now, is
this
it all country music?
they play all over the place, man. Because the band at John Rich's was the young lady and two or three. That's the other thing about Nashville, man. Everybody's good, right? Every any place you walk into, playing, right? She did some Journey. She did. That's the thing about Nashville. Nashville, it's like it's the country. They obviously it's the country music, whatever, but they call it's Music City, and they're big on that now. It's like, I mean, it's true. I mean, everybody. That's sort of the industry now. It's tourism and
Well, you got a lot of recording. You got a lot of writers there.
Yeah.
It's heavy industry.
Yeah, well, it's where you go. It's like if you want to be a chef, right? It's like people congregate, right? So if you want to be a cook, a chef, you want to run a restaurant, you go to New Orleans. That's the one. You got to be careful and hide your car and right, but because that's where the best chefs are, right? In New Orleans, and in Nashville is just that's but yeah, totally.
So
like,
clubs have cover charges, or it's just
nah, man. No, just walk or just too much competition to have a cover charge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You walk in but like I said, and it was great. It's kind of funny. The advantages of being an older guy, I say advantages. Something you do. Like I go early. Like I finished I spoke in the afternoon. I did a reception kind of there. Then I'm like, about 6 o'clock, 6:30, starting to get dark. So that's when I'm gonna, hit, and got to do everything, and then you get back. You get out of there before the stupidity starts.
Yeah.
Right? Because by the time I'm done, I'm wrapped up. I probably hit 4 or 5 places. And this is when you also know you're older and you got a little more sense. I go in because I want to support wherever I'm at. I go in, I get a beer. I didn't finish a beer at any of the places I was at. You just sip on a beer a little bit. You realize, hey, I'm at a point in life where I can afford to leave half a beer on the bar. Like, because what do I have to prove? I'm by myself. Right. But
it's also a cool time to go in because, like, you like to talk to people and exchange stories. It's less crowded in there, easier to have a conversation.
I walked into this one place, and you have to it's narrow, man. You got to walk right by the band when you walk in. I mean, you dang there on the stage, right? So and the lady and whatever, and they're good. I go sitting there, and I'm looking around like this is my kind of play. Couple things. Their TV on the wall was playing old episodes of Gunsmoke. All right, Gunsmoke. Cool vibe. A lot of people in there. I look on this side. They offered, how you've had like flights of beer. You go to get a beer like flight.
Yeah.
They offer moonshine flights.
Oh, wow.
Moonshine flights. Apparently they got 30 different flavors of moonshine.
That just, I had a friend who used to, I don't know if he made it or he would bring it around. That just scares me.
You ain't lying. You just soon tell me you got fentanyl flights.
Yeah.
Like, what, really? We got different flavors of fentanyl. Don't need the first flavor. But yeah, all good. And one of the places, like in John Rich's place, I'm sitting there, and you can just tell people in there, like this husband and wife on their 20th wedding anniversary. So they're just, doing whatever. And I don't know why they figured I want to talk, but yeah.
Why not talk to each other? You're here.
I'm just on the bar looking around, enjoying, the music, and they were fine. They were from the San Francisco area.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've been talking to each other for 20 years. We got to talk to somebody else.
That's right. And they thought they were married a long time. I'm like, psh, get back to me in 10 years. Get back to me in 10 years. But, yeah, but again, here's what's going to happen. Anywhere in the country, you run into somebody from California, you know what's the first or second thing they're going to tell you? I can't wait to get out of California. They were literally, that's what they were saying. They were from Pleasanton, California. They couldn't believe I'd been there, but I had been to Pleasanton before. And
had that been the cutoff?
No. Dude, I should have asked them that. Golly. I feel at a disadvantage. I've been to your hometown.
Yeah. When are you coming to mine?
Yeah, but I don't live there no more, bro.
Well,
I
it's your
don't have
hometown now.
my hometown. That is not where I live right now. But I could. Should go buy me. I bet you the property value. You probably buy a spot in Cutoff right now. I mean,
No, I bet. You know,
property value
it's a buyer's market.
property value is a little bit higher than in East Palestine, Ohio these days. Jeez.
Yeah,
And
better bonfires up there though.
Oh, we're jumping around on that. But that was, that's the, so, we're kind of time stamping this podcast whenever you guys are seeing it, whether it's this week or whenever. Yeah, man,
Dude, I've
if
seen
ever
videos just of the tracks up there, or I guess in different places where it's like,
in
how is
Ohio,
the train even staying on a track?
looks like Bangladesh. It's
Yeah.
well, but you know what? You hear people talk about it, and if it's not something you experience on a daily basis, you can't believe how bad some things are. Like you drive certain streets in Houston. Texas has been doing well for a long time. Everybody's moving to Texas. Houston is the energy. They say the energy capital. Of the United States. Dude, some of the roads, not the highways, the interstates tend to be okay, but the roads, like you get off of it, horrific.
Yeah,
Horrific.
driving in New Orleans, you better have an off-road vehicle.
You ain't lying. So that's but yeah, the tracks, are just terrible. But yeah, so this we call them out. It's Norfolk. You got to be careful how you say that. Norfolk Southern.
Mm.
They have a train derail, and apparently, here's the other thing. People just sort of leave off. It was mislabeled. Like I don't even think they had the 30-something thousand gallons of
Toxic.
I got news for you, y'all. Like the EPA and these guys want to pretend that oil is some kind of dangerous. Yeah, it's let me tell you something. You take an oil spill 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, it'll kill your grass. It'll kill a duck.
Over
and killing you.
Well, and only if it like gets on them and
Right,
you know what I'm saying.
right.
But these chemicals, dude.
Well,
no.
what I understand, the train is also, or the railroad, I guess, whoever owns the train is supposed to notify communities when, okay, there's this train pulling toxin coming through your town. And they don't do that. They don't label the tanks.
And then they decide, and who's they? It's either the EPA, the governor. They all look like a bunch of clowns. But calling them clowns is probably letting them off the hook. And you always just got to go back to, okay, where's the money? Who's involved? What's the priorities? So let's pretend, Juan, that you and I were in charge of the situation. And they tell us that a train carrying some bad stuff. I'm talking like, weapons grade kind of bad stuff overturned, right? Okay, we got a problem. How would we handle this? Well, first thing is you got to tell people, get out. So get out. You got to make people, I'm sorry, guys. You got to tell people you have to leave. And they may be a slow leak or whatever. You think anywhere in our conversation, we would say, why don't we just light this puppy up? You know what?
Burn it, man.
Hey,
toxic. I wouldn't think toxic liquids create toxic fumes.
Yeah, we're not even right now 1,000% sure what all this stuff is. But you know what sounds like a good plan? Let's dig a ditch. Now, let's not make sure this ditch we dig is like contained or, but let's just dig something to pour this stuff into. Let's just light this baby on fire. But you know what? If anybody notices, let's call it a controlled burn. Controlled burn. Ain't nothing controlled about it. And it's horrific, man. I mean, it's like it's apparently killing. Man, it's a rough year for chickens.
Right. Yeah, it's killing all the animals, but it's all good. Yeah, no, we hadn't been able to test any of this stuff.
Yeah,
so
we got
good.
Fish. We got fish showing up dead and birds and chickens are dying.
That faucet and fill yourself.
And
drink out the hose, man. You're all right.
People in the general area coming down with rashes but yeah, it's all. And then they come back and say, yeah, maybe drink the water, and then they say, oh yeah, we ain't gonna send FEMA there though.
No, we don't need to be there. Y'all, you
Yeah.
guys,
We're not.
y'all some,
Yeah.
y'all some tough son of a guns. You
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah, you knew what happened there, and we talk about it. You know what happened there? They just look, y'all voted for the wrong people. Is what happens there. It's like, no, y'all not on our team, and they just do it. I heard today. So FEMA. Here's, by the way, with I'm not FEMA, EPA. The EPA apparently runs everything, or they can run everything. I got news for you. Those in South Louisiana, you got a little pond on your property.
Yeah.
Do anything and see if the EPA shows up. What kind of interest they have? Apparently, the guy.
Look, man, I know places where if you live on a creek or a pond or a neighborhood lake, and you fertilize your lawn too close to the water's edge, and it gets washed into the water.
There you go.
You can get in trouble.
You need to be in jail. But the thing is, the guy that runs the EPA, I heard that literally this morning. You think he might be interested in what's going on in East Palestine, Ohio right now, right?
Nah.
Dude's going for a week. He's left. He's a week trip in Africa to talk about global warming.
Well, that's where the real problem is.
That's right. I'm like, at some point you go.
And I'm thinking the Environmental Protection Agency, isn't that a U.S. funded program?
I would hope.
So yeah, we can talk about your problems, bro.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what good luck, Ohio and Pittsburgh.
Well, as our great Secretary of Transportation has noted, there's 1,000 train derailments all the time. It's all,
Dude, is that the best? Is that the best? I mean, that is only someone with consultant's experience, because that's where he comes from. Yeah. That's what this guy was. Yeah, not that big of a big deal. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's just pretend it's one of the biggest environmental catastrophes to hit the United States in, I don't know, 100 years.
Ever.
Maybe ever. But y'all don't know, man. The trains go off the track 1,000 times a year.
All the time. It was 2000 when Trump had it.
Y'all making a big deal about this. What else y'all want us to do?
He's too worried about the racist roads.
What else y'all want us to do? We set it on fire, right? Oh my God!
Bring your weenies out there, man. Come on. It could be a neighborhood gathering event.
Their argument is that they were afraid it was going to blow up, and send shrapnel everywhere. And I'm like, and how did
fire doesn't cause explosions at all.
Yeah, how did what you do solve anything besides put it in the water? But anyway, so they got that. And it would not be a good time, I guess, if you are a balloon enthusiast.
Dude, let me tell you something. If you're having a gender reveal party,
right,
and you're doing balloons or just a birthday party to release it, man, I'd tie those suckers up.
Man, you might get a $500,000 missile. That's
on a $400,000 plane or flight.
That is, it's quintessential. That's where we are, guys. That's where we are. Right now,
you're China. You fly that bad ball across the country.
Right. So you take the actual spy balloon that we now know they knew about well in advance. Yeah. And didn't sneak up on anybody. All right. So
they watched it launch.
Yes. They and only said something because some newspaper guy in Billings, Montana, got an eye on it. So we let an authentic, for real spy balloon go over a week over everything, over all the nuclear sites, over everything. We wait till it's off in the ocean.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. Like everything.
Can't recover anything.
Yeah. Now take that thing down. Now we got people with like $100-something balloon club things. Now they can get up pretty high. I had no idea that you can get I had no idea, because I'd have done it by now. If you'd have told me that I could pay like $100, couple $100, and I could put something 30,000 feet or whatever, I probably would have done it.
Right.
Not a done.
Imagine though, that's what I look at. Because they put like a little inexpensive tracker on the thing.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're the kid at, cut off middle school or Galliano junior high.
Yeah, no,
and
I don't think
you're
either of those exist. Well, I think there might be a cutoff middle school now. Okay.
whatever.
We're just trying to keep it. We're just trying to keep it accurate here, Juan.
Right.
Just trying to keep it accurate.
And you're waiting for the science fair at your school, and your project is on these balloons, and you don't really care. You just want to make it for that day at Nicholls so you can play in the game room. But that's your project, and the results are
you can play the game. Oh my God! Oh, you talk about a time capsule there.
Yeah. So the result of your project is the government shot it down. Well, you had a story for a long time.
400,000. So 400,000. By the way, guys. So just understand that too. If people that don't understand that why we go to wars that we don't really need, and we don't let them in just because we're supplying them. We shot a missile. These missiles are $400,000 a piece. Okay. Now I don't know what the markup is on that. I don't know if we got a discount. You would think Raytheon or I forget what the other ones are would give us a discount by now, but yeah. So that's what's happening now. We let the legit spy balloon do everything it needed to do. Right now, man, we're shooting balloon club stuff out the sky. And what happens to the missile shrapnel? What I want to say, like they're worried about,
Right. They were worried about the payload on the balloon.
But there you go. That'd be a shame though to miss out on the Nicholls Game Room.
Bruh, got some cool pinball machines, man.
They used to have Journey Escape. The Journey Escape. I guess it was a pinball machine.
It could have been a video machine.
Remember when they had the one that was the Olympics? You could play the Olympics. You'd have to and then some guys would figure out. You kind of took a pencil and you could yeah, it's kind of funny. Some of the people in the Nicholls Game Room, which again, it's different now, y'all, because you got to remember, youngins, those that maybe out there, we didn't have phones that we
right.
carried around planes. So you went to these game rooms, and that was a way like. You could typically walk in and maybe a third of the people in the game room were going to flunk out. Okay? Because
part of the stuff, if you were playing a video game and, it was time for class, but you had, won some extra credits, bro, you wasn't burning your quarter.
Man.
Keep on going. Remember that there was an old dude in there named Charlie, and his job was to sit there and you brought him $1 and he'd give you 4 quarters.
I don't know if I remember Charlie, but I remember there was I had a friend, he's still a friend, I haven't seen him in forever, who and it's kind of funny. It's amazing he got through. He eventually got through. The dude's a why am I getting, I don't want to say not a gynecologist. He's I guess it is. You deliver babies. You specialize in delivering babies. I guess
that's OB.
Yeah, something. Oh, that's a
You're
better
an obstetrician.
Okay. He eventually is that. But I remember this time, man, he lived playing pool. I remember this guy like $1 a game. $1 a game. Like you wouldn't pay you'd bet $1 a game. And a dollar back then is probably like $5 now.
You could buy a couple of beers for that.
And listen, I want to say at one time he was thinking, I could play pool for a living. I mean, I literally think this guy was thinking, hey, he might share that with me. Like, yeah, I think I can. He's also a friend who
Minnesota Fats.
Sitting in the student union one day. I may have shared this with you. Student union. He came out of class. It was either calculus or algebra or whatever the heck it was. And he was excited because he'd figured out, I forget what, I don't know, it was like the Pythagorean theorem. I don't even know what the formulas we were dealing with, but I'm talking, we're going back to the times of, who was it? Was it Galileo? Was it, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not the one to ask.
Okay, I'm talking Newton, whatever. I mean, like stuff that's, before Einstein. And he apparently, in his mind, had come up with a shortcut to like whatever it was. And I sat there, even as I was like 19, 20 years old, admired the insanity of, like, you talk about confidence, and
He came up with that while he was shooting pool.
I'm just sitting there thinking, this is beautiful, man. This, who knew? Nicholls State University, sophomore guy. He just like, man, Galileo was nothing. I got the shortcut figured out on how to do it. And I'm like, man, you're going to end up successful or in jail. And he's
Now he's delivering babies.
He's doing fantastic. But yeah, man, those were good times. Like, it's a youngins today have some advantages, obviously, but I don't know. That was a special little time. You had the game room, you had the student union.
Nicholls, you could tell where people were from based on where they sat in the student union.
That's the South Lafourche section. That's the Central Lafourche section. Yeah. There's you Pankerville snobs over there.
Yeah, that's right. We used to play cards, and they wouldn't let us gamble, or because we'd have money on the table. Then we started tearing up pieces of paper and made our own chips. And we play a game called Cadillac. I don't even remember how to play it.
Cadillac.
Yeah.
Cadillac. Bro, we played Pedro. That's it. Pedro. I'm not sure. Well, this is when you could always tell. Different levels of Bayou, right? Everybody played Pedro. Pedro, and some people are saying, what's a Pedro? If you're from South Louisiana,
yeah,
you know what Pedro is. If it was true, like if you told me a certain game was being played, I can tell you the accent I'm going to hear, and it wasn't Pedro. It was Bourré. They down there playing Bourré. Oh, let me look for the white shrimper boots. Oh yeah, you got good times, and the drinking laws were different back then.
Right. Remember, like on Friday afternoons, you could get like draft beer by the pitcher for like 50 cents or something.
You talk about that
Quarter
was
bounce,
living.
Quarter bounce.
That was living, man. That was, different. And people are talking about like, can you have alcohol on campus? They sold it to us, y'all.
Right. ID not. That's at the table. You don't need to make me walk all the way back over there.
You were here last week. Yeah, we know you. You good, bro. Yeah. You good. Because that's really what you want. You want students serving the beer to students.
Right. Right. You had a lot of those kids, from down the Bayou and up the Bayou who rode the bus. So they just sit around.
You're looking at them. You're looking at them. There was nothing better.
Right. Just have a couple beers. Hell, I'll take a cup on the bus.
Man, well, I don't think I ever pulled that.
I know that you can do that. You're talking about, we're talking about buses and it reminded me something I hadn't thought about in years. A friend of mine actually got a job driving the bus. So he would, he never had to drive his car. So he would pick the bus up in the morning, drive the bus route, park the bus in the back somewhere because there was a place where buses parked.
100%.
And then drive it home.
What a gig. So
yeah, not only could you ride a bus to school, hell, you could get paid to drive the bus.
He was a student driving a bus.
And I'm sure he probably killed time with a couple of beers in the student union waiting for everybody else. I hope not.
It was legal back then. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Actually, I think it was. Look, they just changed the laws within our lifetimes that you couldn't have a beer in the car with you.
Mm-hmm.
Open. I mean, people that used to be to this day. Michael Berry, the radio guy here in Houston, he's syndicated a few other places.
Yeah.
Okay, but he talks about that all the time. Man works hard. I'm not gonna say the way he says it because he has some funny things. A man or a
Lebesian.
Yeah. Works a hard day, deserves to drive home sipping on a beer.
Pop a top on a Friday. See here, you can go to a daiquiri shop now, and they still have the drive-throughs here. They just don't put the straw in it.
Oh, well, that's, then the sad part is that'll probably keep about a third of the people that are buying those from figuring it out. I mean, that's they just staring at like, dang, they forgot my straw again. I'm tired of sucking through the little hole.
Yeah, we used to go pick up when we'd go tailgating at the LSU games. We'd go through a drive-through daiquiri, and we'd go through this one place because you could get a virgin daiquiri because we were drinking them. Riley wanted them too. So, and when she was about 7 or 8, she'd tell people what her favorite daiquiri place was. So we'd have to qualify. No alcohol.
Or not. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Bruh, I raised my kids the way I raised my kids. You don't like it, take it up. But yeah, well, I remember a guy named we had a guy down the bayou. I think it was Royce. I think it was his name. Royce. Again, yeah. Guy was probably 21. Driving the bus.
Yeah, why not? He
Driving
needed a
the
ride.
bus.
He needed a ride.
You know, like, yeah, just times are different. Times are different. Before I forget, apparently, I told the story a few weeks back. True story, by the way. But
Are there any other kind?
no, we shouldn't say that, right? We'll say it's true, but the time that my Aunt Marion entered the sugar and seafood
Yeah.
with store-bought items. Apparently, she vehemently disagrees. The problem is everybody around, including the sons that were involved, were like, no, yeah.
See, hey, if you tell a lie enough times,
Well,
you
look,
tend to
man,
believe it.
Apparently she told one of her sons, that's the thing about the internet. You can say anything. You can say lies. I said, no, I'm sorry. I heard that story too many times. And I think so for the record, if there's any investigators out there, my Aunt Marion says, no, she didn't do that. Everybody else knows it did.
She did that.
But that's okay.
Hell, there might be a sign on 308 that says buying your cooking contest entries from Walmart. Don't do it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm telling you, just don't do that. Did get somebody on Facebook hit up, say the
weenie spaghetti.
The weenie spaghetti, man. Somebody else gave it a shout out. Said, man, that thing's legit. I liked his idea though. He said next time he's going in, he's getting the weenie spaghetti. And he's also going to bring a loaf of Evangeline bread.
Yeah.
Ooh, you talk about eat yourself into a coma.
Dude,
I mean,
you get some good fresh bread that you can dip in. Oh, man, that's the best part.
Dude. Oh, yeah. Get that. Oh, so there you go. So shout out.
I had my buddy Earl from Thibodaux texted me last night, and I don't guess he has heard the podcast recently. Because on the Mexican restaurant in Thibodaux, apparently there's something on the menu called Juan fajitas. So he said, hey, check this out, the name this after you. I said, bruh, I'll tell you something. You're making a joke. Yeah, they're just making fun of my name. You drive yourself down the cutoff and get you some weenie spaghetti. That's right there. Yeah. Good stuff, man. I'm sort of getting it on V. I think I got. I want to say I still got some in the freezer. I got when my friend Doug was here. Your wife's out of town.
There you go. You
got dinner ready.
I did it.
So we're throwing that accent around again or playing it up. So I've mentioned a few times, I do some voiceover work here and there on the side, and actually have this company. I guess it's an agent out of London that gets me jobs every now and then, and it's mostly like voice on hold or on hold messaging.
Really?
That they do. Yeah. So I got one this week. And the client was actually in Baton Rouge. Oh. And you can I'll describe on when you list yourself on those things. It's like, okay, I'm from Louisiana. Here's I can do a Southern dialect. I have a Southern dialect I can do, or I have Cajun. And so that might be how I'm guessing that's how it got mashed up. But it was an air conditioning place that does repairs. Okay. And when I tell you I could not pronounce repair as repair, I just kept going. I said, man, because I think this was the night after we did the last podcast where we were throwing a lot of Cajun dialect words. I had to do it like 10 times to say, repair and all your repair needs. So wait, hang on a second. Let me get this straight. So they wanted you to say it properly, or they wanted you to say they wanted me to say it properly. I kept instinctively saying repair. They wanted repair. They kept getting repair. You need somebody to repair your unit, bro. Look at that, bro. We don't even pay you for all this voice work on Dave and Juan podcast. The heck? Of course, I don't get paid to be here either. So yeah.
America. Jeez.
You're right. You're welcome, bro.
Come on, America. I was, so you talk about accent. So I spoke in Nashville this week, and big group. It was kind of funny. Actually, the night before I got there, I like doing this sometimes. If they leave the ballroom open and the stage is all set up, and you kind of get up there and just see like, wow, it's a big, I guess it's like 600, 700, big room.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also one of these situations where you're talking, and you got two big screens behind you that are your presentation, and then two big screens on the side of those that are the camera. So you're on, so the room is big enough that they got you on. And that's always, man, I don't know, that's an advantage and a disadvantage, because it's sort of like, man, don't pick your nose. Don't, you shouldn't pick your nose on stage.
That's
anyway,
called camera one being locked.
Camera one. Camera
or whoever's the camera that's on you is locked.
Yeah, there was a guy in the back of the room with a joystick following me around. I got to talk to him.
And
before
if there's other cameras, they might be shooting different angles, but they're not always on.
There you go. I see that. I'll call you up next time for the help me out here, bro. What should I do? Anyway, so it went great. And there's toward the end of my of this presentation.
What you do next time is just kind of juke and jive. It really ticks the cameraman off because he doesn't know that's coming.
Dude, the speaker, he told me that. He told me that before. Like, they had some kind of economist in the morning, like some kind of bow tie economist. You know what? Everybody's got a gig. Everybody's got a gimmick. And he was kind of frenetic moving around. And then of all people, so Scott Hamilton, he was the guy. He actually spoke. The Olympian, gold medal Olympian.
Did you hang out with him?
I did not hang out with Scott Hamilton. I he's there and great. Yeah, I'm sure he's great. He actually lives in Nashville area. So he drove in, right? But you would think, right? He was an Olympian. He stood in one spot. He never moved. No slides, no whatever. He just told the story. And I guarantee he's told the story. But it's a that's kind of cool. And I could see like, oh yeah, he's accomplished.
He's
so
probably
much
not presenting information. So.
He's telling a person. He's just a total, and a lot of hardship growing up. He's had a lot of illnesses. And, I did not realize that. So the Lake Placid Olympics, Miracle on Ice. That's when Eric Heiden, remember that guy? He won all the right. But the Miracle on Ice Olympics, Scott Hamilton carried the flag on the opening ceremony.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. I said that after. I said, had I been that guy, anytime they introduced me, I'd be carrying a flag.
Right. Or put that could be your graphic right there.
Man, but I guess he didn't need it. I'm gonna guess they paid him more to be there too. That was a little annoying.
I was gonna ask, but I didn't want to ask.
I don't think I got Scott Hamilton on it, but I'm not complaining. They're very very fair folks. But anyway, done. And toward the end of my presentation, one of the things, this one is the mantra. I talk about Bill Belichick. I like the New England Patriots thing. Do your job. We talk about cultures of accountability, and everybody resonates. It's kind of funny. Everybody gets fired up, and when you talk about do your job. You're responsible to other people, kind of stuff. Everything goes great, fantastic. It's over. Like the reception is not long after I get off. I'm walking around. This bank president comes up, and I don't know the guy, and he says, "I need you to see my my chairman, my retired CEO, whatever." I'm like, "Oh, why?" And Art, and I turn around. And he says, "No, I'm just kidding. I want you to meet Bill Belichick." And now the thing is, I know in my head, Bill Belichick ain't here. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. I doubt there's no way, even if you're staying, but I turn around and this dude, and I've never met Bill Belichick, but if I was anywhere
Scott
else,
Hamilton was there, why couldn't Bill Belichick be there?
You tell me, let's Bill. And come to find out, this guy is again, he's retired bank CEO, chairman. I mean, just like I said, more money than he's ever going to need. But he looks so much like Bill Belichick, and he's had so many people through the years tell him he's taken to. That's how he gets his kicks. So he'll get his wife got him a New England Patriots sweatshirt, hoodie, sleeves off. Dude. He goes to sporting. He's been on ES. He even showed me on his phone. He's been on ESPN like 5 different times. in the audience. They'll find him. He's taking a picture. He got on a plane. Jimmy Carter was on a plane. They asked him to take a picture with Jimmy Carter. Got a picture with Peyton Manning.
He either probably, really well received or really poorly received.
He said you'd be amazed. He said he got mobbed in Dallas, bar in Dallas. They all loved him. They all coming up and take pictures and he said, man, you wouldn't believe the women that come over take pictures with me, give me big old kisses in the picture, and I'm like, it is funny.
But would your wife believe it?
Well, listen. Well, she got on the shirt. She's apparently in on this. She's like, hey, have fun doing this. But
that's cool, man. Did you get a picture with him?
I did. I'll put it up. I'll throw it up there. Oh, you must not follow me on Facebook anymore, Juan. I'll put it on.
I
Facebook.
did. I'm trying to play along. I know the story.
Oh, never mind. That's true. You respond. I think I said it to you directly.
Yes.
But and he did say, because when he brought up Peyton Manning and he showed me a picture with him and Peyton Manning at a basketball game or something, and I told him, I said, we got the Manning Passing Academy right there in Thibodaux. I was right on Thibodaux. I said, and I started, and he's like, oh, because this guy actually owns a house in Baton Rouge. He has a house like right on LSU or right off of LSU. I guess he has a son, maybe son, a grandson, that level, right? He has kids going to school, so he just buy a house.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a house there.
Yeah. So you would think that kind of guy would not be walking around getting his kicks playing Bill Belichick, but he does. I joked about it. He goes, oh, that'd be great. Yeah, how come? Because he said, I like going to Louisiana. I like New Orleans and Baton Rouge. If we can line it up, let me know when that passing academy is. I'll go with you.
That's hilarious.
He said, yeah. He said he'd come sit in the stands with me.
Sit in the stands, go hang out in the restaurants where all the kids are eating, where all the media is.
That'd be hysterical. I guarantee you I'd make ESPN. Hey, dude, I got a golf cart now. I could throw Bill Belichick.
You could ride him around.
Dude, I can go online, buy some New England Patriots decals.
Right.
Put a couple of them on the golf cart. Bro.
You could ride private on the golf cart or something like that, or just,
We might not just make ESPN. We might make HTV.
The HTV, bro. Maybe Martin False will come interview you himself.
Man, me and Bill.
And you could be like Bill's publicist, where you you answer questions.
And if I just say they ever ask you a question, Bill just say, on to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Going on to Cleveland. Going on to Cleveland.
Or he could look to you and you could give him a thumbs up or thumbs down as to whether he should answer that or not.
There you go. But so it was fun. So we'll see what we can do. So probably not got time. It's about time to get on out of here. All right, everybody, we're gonna push the button, get on out of here. See if any of this stuff stuck to the magical cloud tape or whatever it is in the sky.
Hopefully they didn't burn tape.
That's right. Hopefully EPA is not going to shoot down the cloud that this stuff is coming to you from. Hey, if you want to reach us, it's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com, and there's all kinds of ways you can get.
Or hit us up where you are right now.
That's the easiest way. Write it down. If you don't think you're going to remember how you found us this week, write it down.
Save that link.
Save that. And if it's a broken link, repair that.
Repair
that link. And every week we tell you, because look, it ain't a suggestion. It's not a hint. It's not a subtle implication, y'all.
It's a mandate.
Not
just a mandate, but a freaking mandate.
It's a freaking mandate. Get out there and look, man, shoot for it. Have the best week of your life. Have the best week. Starts with the best hour. You're welcome.
You just had it.
And then build on it.
That's right.
You know what?
If you're watching this on Monday, tomorrow's Mardi Gras. Go catch yourself a parade somewhere if you're in Louisiana.
If you're watching this on Mardi Gras, I'm sorry you're having such a bad Mardi Gras, but I'm glad we could be here to hopefully lighten your day. But yeah, go get yourself some king cake. Go do whatever, right? And look, sometimes life's gonna knock you down sometimes.
We're here to pick you up, bro.
You're having a good time. You're out there doing your thing. You're getting your swerve on, and man, life will just sneak up on you. Life.
I don't know why that sounds so funny.
I don't know. You get your swerve on, man. So you get up.
I don't even know what that means.
You get up. So sometimes life's gonna knock you down, and you're gonna be down there. And you can be thinking, should I stay down? Just remember the 308 signs. Don't do that. You're going to stay down? Don't do that.
Right. How about this? You could listen to this podcast while you're in your car driving down. 308.
Man,
Bruh.
man.
You're gonna set the bar way high that week.
But I wouldn't look for too many distractions driving down 308. Just saying. We don't need very many more distractions. But anyway, so there goes everybody. Have a fantastic one. Love you, bro.
Back at you, dude. Yeah, I was pumping gas Saturday. I know not Saturday, one day this week. And as I'm pumping gas, this girl walks up to me and I said, "Oh, here it freaking comes." He said, I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed to ask this." And I'm like, "All right, well, I can't say I don't have money for the I just slid my card in the pump." But she says, "My tire is low and I don't know how to put air in it." And she was pumped by parked by the air pump. And I said, "Oh, I'll help you." And so I made sure I locked my car and everything before I went to help. And
Good move.
Then she's trying to figure out how to swipe her card to make the air compressor come on. And I'm saying this is where the game's gonna be. You're gonna ask me to pay for this. And nothing. And still, I mean, so I'm there putting the air in her tires. And then I'm figuring, I said, while I'm bending down, she's gonna club me. Take my keys in my car. Nothing.
Don't do that.
Just
don't
put
do
air
that.
in her tires, and she was very gracious and very.
That's the world we're living in.
That's what living in Baton Rouge does for you.
Ooh, as you're doing it, saying, "Look, as I'm doing this, it may cross your mind to club me in the back of the head. Don't do that."